Welcome! I'm really excited to be here today to speak to you about breathwork and how breathwork can help you to manage your state and manage your health. So, my name is Philippa Wilkin. I'm a transformational coach, a breathwork facilitator, and I really help people awaken their potential from all walks of life and make a bigger impact in the world. So today, hopefully I'm going to share with you some things that are really going to support you with wherever you're at and teach you a few things that you might not know about breathing and breathwork and how our breathing can be utilized to actually improve and enhance our physical health and, more importantly right now at this point in time, our mental state, right? So when I first moved into teaching breathwork, I had a few people almost laughing and wondering why I am now teaching people something that seems quite obvious, right? When you tell people, I teach people how to breathe better, there's obviously some curiosity, there's some surprise, there's some really skepticism, and that was me too. Initially, when I found this work, which is 6 years ago, I was intrigued, but I wasn't quite sure how breath could benefit me in my life. And actually, it turns out it could benefit me in many, many different ways. Before I came to being a breathwork facilitator and a coach, I was in the corporate world. So I worked for a big insurance company in London. I did that for 12 years. And then I decided to completely change my life and go down the route of well-being and holistic health. So here we are. And what do I want to share with you about breath today? Really, I want to share that your breathing and your breath is your superpower. You have at your disposal something that is really, really magnificent and powerful, and it's right under your nose. So oftentimes we are worried or concerned about what we're eating, what we're drinking, making sure we get enough water, making sure we get enough exercise. But the one thing that is beyond all of that, the most paramount thing that we can do to support our immune health is how we breathe, the quality of our breathing. And for many of us, we are not breathing very well, right? We are not breathing with our diaphragm, which is our muscle that sits underneath our ribs. And when we breathe with our diaphragm, our abdomen inflates. So many of us have adapted to become chest breathers. So our shoulders move perhaps a lot when we breathe. And physiologically, this can put quite a lot of strain on the body. Now, as I said, we're interested about what we eat and what we drink. But one of the aspects of breath is that we can use our breath to actually control and change what's happening in our nervous system. We can speed up our body, we can slow down our body by taking conscious control of our breathing, okay? So if you think about it, our heart beats, our blood pumps around our body, our food digests, and these are things that we don't really think about day to day, right? And yet, breathing is one part of our autonomic nervous system that we can actually have control over. We can consciously decide to control the way that we breathe. And in doing so, we gain access to be able to change our mental state as a result. So slowing down our breathing, speeding up our breathing, actually has an impact on our physiology and as a result, our psychology. So how we feel is directly correlated to our breathing as well. And this is what I want to say. Our breathing is our superpower in this respect. When we are significantly stressed, that has its toll on our body and our immune system. So tapping directly into our stress response, which is what our body gives us the ability to do through breath work, we can actually begin to calm that response down, which improves our immune health. And improves our mental health. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple of techniques that I'm going to invite you to join me for. But one of the most important things that I'm going to give you first off right now is to breathe in and exhale. So we can do a double inhale through our nose, if that's available to you, and a sigh out of the mouth, or just a deep inhale and a sigh. This is signaling to the body to relax, to relax, to relax. So maybe you just want to give that a try now. This is our body's natural inbuilt mechanism. So trust your breath, go with the flow of what feels good in your body. Now, what I want to explain, that's what we're going to do in a moment, is with our inhalation and our exhalation, we are tapping into different parts of our nervous system. So you might have heard of the fight or flight response when we get what historically would have been scared by a lion or chased by a lion, right? We want our body and our nervous system to activate, and so we can run away. And yet many of us have this response jammed on, particularly in the modern world. And this is our sympathetic nervous system. I correlate this to the accelerator in a car. So the gas pedal, for those of you that are in the US, the gas pedal in the car is our sympathetic nervous system. This is the thing that makes us, gives us the energy to run away or to have a fight, right, in the state of threat. On the other hand, our brake pedal, right, is our exhale. When we breathe out, this is related to our exhale. So this is also our relaxation response, our rest and digest response. When we press our brake pedal, when we breathe out, this is relaxing our body and our system. And that's when you might feel relaxed and sleepy after you've had a meal. That might be when you're in connection with a friend or your partner. Those are the kinds of feelings when you feel safe, you feel relaxed, you feel comfortable. And generally in life, we want to have a balance of these two, right? Our breathing day to day should be breathing in and out through our nose, because that's the most effective, and we have filters in our nose to take out anything from the air. And also we want to have our inhale and our exhale relatively in balance, because it's keeping those systems in balance. Sometimes we want some stress because it motivates and helps us get things done. Other times we want to move into a state of relaxation. But the problem often with the modern world is that we are stuck with the accelerator pedal, the gas pedal jammed. And now, rather than that lion chasing you, it's your boss, his emails, something that's worrying you, your kids, whatever it is, it's triggering your nervous system to respond in a way that is stressful. And over time, if we keep amping up that chronic stress, it will lead to a state of disease. So the exercises I'm going to teach you are a quick fix and a quick hack to start to bring your body back into a space of neutrality. Now, just caveat with, when we do these exercises, if you are pregnant, please do not do the breath holds. Just continue to breathe through the cycle without holding your breath. But for everybody else, you can join in with these exercises. So the first one that we're going to do is called the 4-7-8 breath. And so we're going to breathe in through our nose, we're going to hold our breath for 7, and we're going to breathe out through our mouth for 8. And when we do this, because we are focusing our attention on our exhale, we are bringing more of the downward relaxation response. We're pressing the brake pedal. So if we breathe in for longer, we're pressing the accelerator pedal. If we breathe out for longer, we are pressing the brake pedal. So I'm going to invite you here to just gently close your eyes, find a comfortable position. I'm going to do the same because that's how I tune in when I lead these things. And just take a moment to arrive wherever you're at. And just feeling the weight of your body, just heavy, resting down if you're seated or lying down. Just noticing the connection with the earth. Just feeling that connection with the earth, here to support you. and bringing all of your attention back into this moment. So just calling your energy and your attention here now. And I'm going to invite you to place your tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth just behind your teeth. And we're going to maintain that position for the practice if you can remember, and if not, don't worry. Once you've done that, just letting go of the last exhale. And we're going to breathe in through your nose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4. Through the mouth. 6, 7, 8. Breathing in through the nose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the nose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the nose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just letting go of counting now. Keeping your eyes closed, just noticing how you feel, how your body feels, how your state of mind is. Just tuning into that. And when you're ready, you can just come back and open your eyes. Now, the 4, 7, 8 breath is really good for relaxation. It's really good if you want to get off to sleep. And it can be done anytime, any place. You can even introduce this to your children. And like I said, we're focusing on a longer exhale, and this is pressing our brake pedal. So you might feel a little bit tired, you might feel a little bit sleepy right now. The other thing we're going to move into is something called box breathing, box breath. And a box, this is really good for balancing because a box has an equal number of sides. So we are going to, again, using our inhale and our exhale and holding our breath, we're going to form a box, and we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold our breath for a count of 4. We're going to breathe out for a count of 4. And we're going to hold our breath for a count of 4. And we're going to do this breathing in and out through our nose. And before we go into that, I'm just going to invite you again to close your eyes, and we'll do a little exercise of breathing awareness and to see if you're breathing with your diaphragm or not. So just closing your eyes, just finding a comfortable position again. And just placing one hand gently on your chest and one hand on your abdomen just below your navel. So your lower abdomen. And I just want you to sit here and gently breathe and just notice where there is some movement. Whether there's some movement in your abdomen, whether you can feel or notice movement in your chest, or perhaps you notice movement in both. And ideally, we would like to have some movement in both. So I'm just going to invite you to imagine that you have a golden balloon in your abdomen. And as you breathe in, that golden balloon expands and fills up. And your abdomen expands in all dimensions, the front, the sides, and into your back. As you breathe in, your abdomen expands. As you exhale, your abdomen releases. So breathing into a balloon in your abdomen. Inhale, your belly expands. Exhale, release. Into your abdomen and release. And when we breathe there should be some movement in our abdomen, and for some of you this might feel strange, it might be a little bit weird or difficult, and that's okay. We can just practice on breathing with our abdomen, with our diaphragm at any time, and this is going to bring any feelings of overwhelm or panic. It's going to start to dissipate them and calm you down. So just being aware of that. And we're going to move into for the box breath now, sorry. And so again, just breathing. You can relax your hands down now. We're going to be breathing in and out through the nose. And just releasing the last exhale. I want you to breathe in through your nose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, 2, 3, 4. In through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And now just letting go of counting, letting the breath run free. Releasing any need to do anything. Just being here with yourself. And just notice how your body feels. Notice how your state of mind is. And when you're ready, just coming back. So these are some very, very simple exercises, 4, 7, 8, and box breathing that you can do anytime, any place to bring you into a state of calm. The deeper work that I do is more therapeutic in nature. I work with many other techniques aside from these relaxation practices. So if you'd like to know more about that and how breathing can also help you resolve and integrate your emotional stuff, then please reach out. I'd love to share more information with you about that. So I hope you found those exercises useful. You can use them in your day-to-day life to feel better, to feel good, and to feel in charge of your state, because change your breath, change your life. And remember, breathe the change you wish to see in the world. Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Philippa here again. So I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions for me, drop them in the chat box below. And I look forward to diving in. Oh, we've already got a question here. Question 1. So, how does breathwork separate itself from meditation, or is it considered a form of meditation? Now, that is a great question. For me, often people that struggle to meditate find breathwork a really, really helpful practice, because they're like, oh, now I get meditation, right? So breathwork, in a sense, it is separate, but it causes the same effect, if that makes sense. So whether we are focusing on our breath, whether we are focusing on counting, whether we are focusing on the sensations in our body when we meditate, often we're doing something similar when we're doing breathwork. So breathwork can induce a state of meditation. It's not meditation per se, but the state is the same as far as I'm concerned. So is it separate from meditation? No, because I don't believe that anything really is separate from the other thing, but it can definitely help you if you have a really, really busy active mind and you find meditation difficult, for example. Some of the breathing exercises that we've just done will really help you to bring your energy and your focus back to your body, which is a form of meditation in itself, right? Just this kind of relaxed awareness and focus on your body and being in your own space, and create this state of calm and peace that you might be experiencing after trying some of those exercises now. So, great question. Hopefully that answers for you. Question 2. Okay, is it normal to feel a bit lightheaded after these exercises? Yes, that's why I say sit in a comfortable position, find a resting place. Because when we start to work with our breathing, often we can find that we're not necessarily breathing that deeply, or we haven't, we're not used to playing with our oxygen and our carbon dioxide balance. So some of these exercises can leave you feeling a little bit lightheaded. That's why it's always great if you're starting out to find a comfortable position, whether it's seated on a chair, whether it's lying down, so that you can kind of fully relax. But yeah, totally normal, totally normal. Okay, next question. What's the relation between breath work and alkalizing the body? Great question. So, one of the fastest ways, and I've kind of alluded to this when I'm speaking about our focus on what we eat and what we drink, one of the fastest ways to alkalize your body is to be working with your breath. So, if we're looking at alkalizing our body through diet and through hydration and all of that, it can take a little while to actually change our diet and the results of that. Whereas breath and changing your breathing is one of the fastest ways to alkalize your body, like directly. So great question. Thank you. Breathing, that's why I say breathing is more effective and more efficient in many ways than what we eat and what we drink, albeit that's super important too, right? But this is just like another hack. Okay, next one. I love the 4-7-8 technique, but couldn't get on with the box breath. Is this normal to get on with some techniques and not others? Yeah, great question. Absolutely. Sometimes, like I was saying, we get into a place where it feels maybe strange with our physiology to do some of the things like breath holding or breathing out for longer than we inhale. Typically, we're breathing in for longer than we exhale, right? So when we start introducing some of these different things into the mix, then it can feel a little bit challenging. And 4-7-8, as I said, is really, really good for relaxation, for before you go to bed, for calming. With the box breath, it's a little bit more balancing, but it's also longer for each of the sides. So what you can do is, if you find it difficult to get on with box breath for counting for 4, for example, you can just lower that to count for either 3 on each side of the box or 2 on each side of the box, and then just build it up. So just start with what feels comfortable, and as you practice over time, you will find that your tolerance to these type of exercises goes up, which is actually what we want to do. It's kind of like building our muscle. It's building our breathing muscle, because often many of us are struggling to deal with the buildup of CO2. So that when we're doing the holding, for example, when we want to breathe in, this is often triggered by a buildup of carbon dioxide in our system, not the need for oxygen. That's kind of a common misconception. Often we think we need to breathe to get the oxygen in, when actually we need to breathe to let the carbon dioxide out. So this is often the signal and the trigger in our body for the next breath, is a buildup of the waste product, which is carbon dioxide in our system, coming out of our blood through our lungs. And that's our signal to the body to inhale or to breathe in again. And so when we're working with these exercises, we're playing with these balances. And for many of us, we've become kind of, as a term, like over breathers, which means often we're breathing through our mouth, and sometimes we're almost gasping for air because our body isn't used to having this potential buildup of carbon dioxide. It makes us want to breathe. So we can work with these exercises to stretch our capacity, But that's something you can do with box breath is, yeah, just start on a lower number and then build up your tolerance. You'll find you'll be able to get better and better as time goes on. Hopefully that answers that. Question 5. Can breathwork detox my body? Yes. Yes, absolutely. As I just said, we're breathing out carbon dioxide, and this is one of our waste products of our energy production in our body. So carbon dioxide is a toxin, and so in that sense, when we're breathing out, we're actually detoxifying. And one of the little known things, and this amused me when I found this out a couple of months ago, because I didn't even know this, is that when the body breaks down fat, part of the breakdown of that fat actually gets exhaled. So if we're losing weight, or if our body is shedding extra weight or fat, part of the waste product, the detox that's happening, is through our respiration. So that was just an interesting fun fact that you might not know. But yeah, absolutely, the way that we breathe and our awareness of our breath can have such a positive impact on how we show up in the world and the physical health of our body. Because also, when we're activating our diaphragm, muscle under here, right? When we're activating and breathing with our diaphragm, then we are taking deeper breaths. And what this is doing, this action of the diaphragm, is actually squashing or pushing down on the organs in our abdominal cavity. So in that way, whenever we breathe in, we're giving our organs a massage. So this is also detoxifying our organs, because they're getting this kind of like a squeeze and a release, squeeze and a release. And this is what keeps moving things like our lymph fluids as well through our body. So our diaphragm is a pump for our lymphatic system. Again, our lymphatic system is all of the waste products from our body, from our digestion, or from our metabolic processes, should I say. And that doesn't have its own pump. So the diaphragm is a pump for that. So if you're practicing breathwork regularly, it's also going to have a beneficial effect on your body's ability to detox and the circulation of that fluid. Hopefully that answers that. Could you provide, so next question, could you provide some insights into the origins of breathwork? Is this more a contemporary practice? Additionally, I'm going to quit smoking soon. Woohoo! Congratulations. Great to have that idea in mind. Will breathwork aid in the recovery of my lungs? So I'm not a medical practitioner, but as you will appreciate, I'm a bit evangelical about breathwork, so I believe that it can help with everything. So the origins of breathwork are varied. If you look at the yogic traditions, and yoga has a limb called pranayama, which is all about breathing exercises. The Indians, they were onto something. And so breathwork, in that sense, has been around for a very, very long time, thousands of years. In the modern context, we've adapted it, and there have been certain, I guess, breakthroughs or awarenesses that happened in the 60s and 70s in the US that have adopted some of the more conscious breathwork techniques. The technique that I deal with and work with at a very deep level, which is a conscious connected breathwork practice, breathing with no pauses. That technique was really isolated and developed further in the 60s and 70s, and really gives rise to some of the therapeutic techniques that are now out there using a conscious connected breath. But breathwork is age old. Now we're just adopting it for our modern needs, our modern values, and it's really, really beneficial for us to be aware of this tool that, as I've already said, is literally right under your nose. This is the secret superpower that you didn't even know that you had. And so having that awareness and that recognition means that you can tap into this tool at any point in time, right? Whether you're in the office and you just take a quick break, whether you're with friends and family, whether you want to teach some of these techniques to your kids, these new skills that you've learned today, you can use anywhere. So it's a contemporary practice, definitely. It has ancient origins because breathwork, we've all been breathing for all of our lives, as have all humanity before us. And like I said, the Indians were I guess some of the pioneers of these techniques. Um, and yes, good luck with quitting smoking. Wish you every success with that. Question, sir. I often find I'm holding my breath without realizing. How can I avoid doing that? Okay, great. This is so common and relates for me to our breathing and our emotions are related. So often we find that it can be difficult to express our emotions. Sometimes this is related to breath holding, or we don't want to feel something, so we can hold our breath. But really, the key to that is just becoming more and more aware. So if you implant the idea in your mind that, okay, I'm just going to notice more about my breath. And so when you're doing some of these exercises, you will be bringing that awareness already. So that would be my encouragement, is continue with some of these exercises, find some more other breathwork exercises that you might like, and just you'll find yourself noticing more and more during your day to day where you're holding your breath, and you'll be like, oh, I just caught myself, I'm holding my breath, I don't need to do that. Often the worst time we do that is like if we're scrolling on the internet, or we're looking at emails, or we're a bit stressed. Often those are the times when we're holding our breath. So bringing that, just that awareness, and oh, okay, now I notice I'm not holding, now I notice I'm holding my breath, or now I notice I'm not breathing. Why is that? Oh, I can take a breath. I can take a breath now. So just bringing that awareness is going to start to shift things for you. And it's also going to bring you greater awareness and connection with your body, and just feeling into what's going on with your body too in any given moment. So hopefully that's helpful. Any more questions? I think we're about to wrap up soon. Very emotional person. Does breathwork tend to bring out people's emotions during sessions? So as I mentioned, I work with a lot of therapeutic breathwork. Absolutely, breathwork for me is the key to resolving the emotional stuckness and stuff that we've been holding on for most of our lifetime. So yeah, that is definitely breathing and emotions are related, and we can use the breath to resolve our emotional stuff and process it. So I'm wrapping up now. Thank you for all of your questions. If you would love to dive more into this, I would love to share something with you. I recorded a live course, which is called, which is an 11-day course called New Normal, 11 Days to Realign Your Life and Your Dreams. It's a breathwork course, and it's a home study course. I'd love to drop the link here, which is breathworkchallenge.com. If you go there and you use the coupon Plantie in lowercase, that will give you a 50% discount. So you can come check out some more breathwork. There's about 7 hours plus of content over there that you can come and explore at your own time. It's going to be under $30 for anybody that's on here for the next 48 hours or so. So we'd love to have you over there and to answer some more questions about breathwork. You can come find me, come reach out to me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here today to share something that's right under your nose already, right? To share this superpower with you. And I really hope that it's going to give you a tool for life that you can go on and explore now. So thank you, everybody.